Hey yo. Oh,
Yo.
look at that harmony go.
Yo.
Boom, 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 boom. Hey man, yeah. You already know what it is, baby. We back up in this thing, man. We here, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's that hangout experience back at you one more time. And you know it is that PRICE who I got on the left side of me.
It's me. SC. Gotta say that thing thrice. And over on the other side, who we got?
It's that boy, country boy Ray, CBR. What up, world? I'm glad to be back in the house of the hangout. We about to bring it, and I'm gonna pass it on.
Uh-huh.
To your boy. Ha 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 ha. Miss your ex, aka whatever you want to put in there. The aka the dash. I want the audience to fill in the blank this time. I welcome back, CBR. I missed the country tunes.
I'm trying to tell
But
you. I was waiting for the line too.
inconspic-
Like, what happened to the bringing them country tunes?
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was something missing last episode, you know.
Yeah, it
But
was.
inconspicuous by her absence, I usually pass it along to 40.
Bree Millie,
Shout out for all this.
shout out to you, 40.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The one.
Yeah, the one. You know what I mean? We sending that love from Texas, you know what I'm saying? From the Chi all the way down to the ATL, baby. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man. So, hey, man. Y'all know what to do, man. Y'all know, man. We in this thing, and y'all know we got to bring something to you, man. You know, I ain't gonna say we're behind on it. You know what I'm saying? We came with it when we came with it. You know, y'all are aware, of course, you know, of loss of who they're dubbing as the goddess or the queen of rock and roll and all that, Miss Tina Turner, aka Anime Bullock. You know what I mean? So this time, you know what I'm saying, our BMT news will be on her. We're definitely going to honor her. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely one of those things where it's like better late than never. You know what I mean? So we're going to go ahead and give her flowers. You know, we definitely gave them to her while she was alive, and we're going to give them to her again. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just read a little information. I'm pretty sure quite a few of y'all already know. Y'all probably saw the movie. You've probably done some research since she passed and so forth and so on. But just in case, I mean, and I'm pretty sure, you know there's always somebody out there who did not know something. So we're just going to give you a little bit of background on Miss Anime Bullock. She was born November 26, 1939 to May 24th, 2023, that was known as the Queen of Rock and Roll. She rose to prominence as the lead singer in the Ike and Tina Turner Revue before launching a successful career as a solo performer. She began her career with Ike's band Kings of Rhythm in 1957 under the name Little Ann. She appeared on her first record, Box Top, in 1958. In 1960, she debuted as Tina Turner with the hit duet single, A Fool in Love, which I'm pretty sure y'all remember from the movie. In the 1980s, she had launched one of the greatest comebacks hey, don't call it a comeback, in music history. Her 1984 multi-platinum album, Private Dancer, contained the hit song What's Love Got to Do With It, which won the Grammy Award for Record of the Year and became her first and only one song on the Billboard Hot 100. Age 44, she was the oldest female solo artist to top the Hot 100. She made the Guinness World Record for the largest paying audience, 180,000 for a solo performance. Good grief, man. 180,000 in one room? Boy. This was before COVID, obviously. 108,000, that's amazing. She also acted in the films Tommy, which I did not know about, but definitely this one here, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, which we all know that California video, you know what I'm saying, California Love video with Tupac and Dre, you know what I'm saying, they basically mimicked that, you know what I'm saying, that whole little scene and everything. In 1993, What's Love Got to Do With It, a biographical film adapted from her autobiography, I, Tina, My Life Story, was released. As of May 2023, Turner has reportedly sold 100 to 150 million records worldwide, becoming one of the best-selling recording artists of all time. She received 12 Grammy Awards, which include 8 competitive awards, 3 Grammy Hall of Fame awards, and a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award. She was the first Black artist and first woman to be on the cover of Rolling Stone. Well, really? Wow. Did not know that. That's amazing. First Black artist and first woman to be on the cover of Rolling Stone. Rolling Stone ranked her among the 100 greatest artists of all time and the greatest singers of all time. She has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and on the St. Louis Walk of Fame. She was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice. Golly, man. Once with Ike Turner in 1991 and as a solo artist in 2021. She was also a 2005 recipient of the Kennedy Center Honors and Women of the Year Award. Man, that lady did a lot, man.
Mm-hmm.
That lady did a whole bunch, man. Good grief, man. A lot of stuff going on. But this is how we're going to flip it on you, though. Because since we are going to do a review of the movie What's Love Got to Do with It, she wasn't the only one in that movie. And it wasn't just about her, all right? It was also about Ike. And here goes the ooh, and you know what I'm saying, and all that stuff there for all you Ike haters out there. Let me just say
he
this.
who shall not be named.
Yeah, I know, right? They treat him like Voldemort, right? So, but we're gonna do that because we're gonna get this man his flowers too. You know what I'm saying? Because you know these are how you perceive things. This is how you look at it. You know what I'm saying? You know, he might be a monster to some others he might be a hero. You know, and some people just like probably don't look at it any kind of way. But we're going to go ahead and make sure we go ahead and, shout him out and at least let you know his contributions to the music. Isaiah Luster, Ike Turner Jr. And you know, when you start off like that already, you know what I'm saying? You already make somebody sound crazy when they got like 4 names, you know what I'm saying? So you got Isaiah Luster, Ike Turner Jr., you know what I mean? It always sounds like the killers, right? You know, anybody with a long name or something. Right.
It sound like everybody messed up Isaiah. So he was like, "Yo, just call me Ike.
Just call me
just
Ike.
Call me
man,
Ike,
for
dog.
real. Yeah. Isaiah. All right. Luster. Ike Turner Jr. He was born 1931, November 5th, 1931 to be exact, and he passed December 12th, 2007. He was an American musician, a band leader, a songwriter, a record producer, and a talent scout. An early pioneer of 1950s rock and roll, which is, I will say, after doing some research, you know, there is quite debatable that he might have had the first rock and roll song.
It is very.
All right. He is best known for his work in 1960s and 70s with his then wife, Tina Turner, as the leader of the Ike Tina Turner Review. March 19th, 1951, Turner and his band recorded the song Rocket 88 at Memphis recording service. But this is the song that I'm talking about. When I'm saying, doing that little research on him, this is the song that they're saying is possibly the first rock and roll song. Now, let me just make sure y'all understand this, man, because, you know, this was back in the day now. This song broke records, you know, became a major hit, and he only received $20 for this for this song. $20, man. Which, of course, now don't get me wrong, back in 1951, $20 was, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't nothing to laugh at, but still, $20, man, you know. So we talking about no, royalties, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, you know, none of that stuff, man. You know, just $20. Thanks for your contribution, and you know, keep it moving. Turner's vocalist Johnny O'Neill had left to sign a solo contract with King Records, so Jackie Brinston, a saxophonist in the Kings of Rhythm, sang lead vocals while Turner was on piano. Rocket 88 is notable, among other things, for Willie Kizart's distorted guitar sound and noted as the first rock and roll song. Yes, but here's the thing: he's not lauded as a person who has done that. You know what I'm saying? He's only known for beating someone's butt. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's pretty much what his legacy is, you know. So we just want to make sure that we educate you guys on this and understand that this man had major contributions to music that you still listen to today. But that's not what he was remembered for, unfortunately, you know. And mainly because of the movie that we are going to review when we come back from commercial. But we just want to make sure you guys know that there are different perspectives, you know what I'm saying? And no matter what he did, just like some of the artists that go through some things now and they get locked up and whatever, you can't deny their contributions to music. You absolutely cannot just brush over that. You know, you have to at least acknowledge that part, you know. And I'll go as far as to say that some of the most, you know, the genius people out here, you know, that give you all this great music, they're human beings and they have issues like everyone else. You know, some of them might be, you know, dealing with things. You know, they might be a little ill and we don't know it because we're not we're not focusing on that part. We're just focusing on what they can do for us, which is give us that good music that we love, But some people may be suffering through some things. They might need help with things, Um, and Ike obviously was one of those people, after doing the research and knowing that, he lost his father at the age of 5. He's looking out the window and watching his father get beat practically almost to death. He died, I think, some days later. But from what I understand and what was reported, that he was, had a secret affair with a white woman. And of course, they found that out. And in that time, that just was the biggest no-no. And we already know that from your boy,
Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, well, Jonathan Majors, but you know what I'm talking about, man.
Emmett Till.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, no doubt.
From and all he did was smile at one or wink at one or whatever they want to say he did. He wasn't even involved with it, right? So that was just something you could not do. But he had to sit and watch his father get beat practically to death at 5 years old, lost his father, and was basically molested by older women up until the age of 12, and that is obviously something that can, do something to you as a kid, change the way that you interact with women. You know what I mean? And this is nothing to condone anything that he might have done. But let's just not look at, okay, he did this and he's just a monster and so forth and so on. Let's look at that. Let's go back and see was this provoked? Was this, something that was embedded in him, a long time ago from things that other people did? You know what I mean? But through all of that struggle and pain and everything he went through, the man, as we listed, was a band leader, was a songwriter, record producer, talent scout. You know what I mean? You obviously, I think we know this, he would not be a Tina Turner. You understand what I'm saying? Had he not, discovered that talent and helped nurture it and so forth and so on. So definitely, we just wanted to make sure that it's, Ike is just not remembered as, oh man, he's just a woman abuser and coke addict or whatever, so forth and so on. The man had a major contribution into music. And we definitely want to make sure we give him his flowers. Because, of course, when he passed, I mean, I think I remembered him saying it, but it wasn't like, you know what I mean? It wasn't celebrated, nothing. Definitely not like Tina's, of course. It was just like, oh, okay, well, the woman beater's gone now. You know what I mean? So we definitely want to make sure we highlighted that. And also, just to give y'all a little bit more background, he won the Blue Music Awards in 2002 for Here and Now. He also won a Grammy in 1972 for Proud Mary, and in 2007, right before he passed, for an album called Rising with the Blues. And, after really doing some more research on him, I was really happy for him in that regard because, the man, he kind of paid his penance. I mean, he went to jail for 10 years, you know what I'm saying? Got clean and everything and came out and, tried to do a lot better. Now, even though when he passed, the drugs got him again, and hey, not everyone is as strong as some other people. But before he passed, he was able to basically have a comeback of his own. You got to imagine that after this movie, I mean, everybody was like, "Oh, you this and you that and you woman beater and you such and such," and people don't even know these people. They just calling you out your name and so forth and so on. To be able to make that kind of comeback and before you pass to win a Grammy, and be recognized for your achievements, without the person who of course, got all the fame and everything. That was a great feat. Definitely a great feat. So I'm happy for him for that. And I'm happy for his family, that they don't have to just look at him as, oh, he was just, the bad guy in this movie and so forth and so on. They can say, well, my father, won this Grammy. My father did this and that. And speaking of his kids, he had 6 kids, one of which was with Tina. So that's some of the things that we're going to discuss in the movie because the movie is sensationalized a bit, and of course it's Hollywood, so you have to, you know what I mean, you got to fix it up a little bit, you know what I'm saying, to make it entertaining for people, so So yeah, man, that's what we wanted to bring to you guys for our first little segment, BMT news and everything. Let y'all know what was going on, and I'm pretty sure everyone knows that she's passed and he's passed and so forth and so on. But just some of the contributions, some of their background, their history that you might not have known. We definitely want to share that with you guys. And so, what y'all think, though, man? I mean, you know, um, I know you guys checked the movie out, and we will definitely get to that. But is there any song that you know that like hits you? You know what I mean? Like you automatically just know, like, okay, that's Tina. You know what I'm saying? And it makes you feel some kind of way. Because for me, I think it was, I think most of her stuff after Ike is probably what I remembered the most. I mean, I would definitely remember the Proud Marys and other things like that. But the Mad Max Thunderdome stuff for sure. You know what I'm saying? That for sure. I will always remember that role because I was just like, man, Tina, boy, look at her. You know what I'm saying? Got her looking wild up in there. You know what I mean? Um, but that's for me. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, what's love got to do with it, and of course, and all that stuff there, man. But what she did with Mad Max, you know what I'm saying? That right there is probably the best memory I have of her. You know what I mean? You know. She's definitely done a lot. And I mean, I know, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you know what she was, but was there anything that made a mark for you? You know what I'm saying? When you hear Tina Turner, or did you just think of references to the movie that you heard?
Well, definitely growing up, I know it was a lot of references to, you know, there was a lot of references to the movie.
Right.
A lot of her relationship turmoils and stuff like that as I got older. I mean, I did hear her music in my household growing up.
Of course.
I did hear the Proud Marys. I heard the Love. What's the Love got to do with it?
Mm-hmm.
I did hear the Private Dancers, and I heard
Mm-hmm.
the music, but I wasn't too familiar with Ike's side of the story until I did my own research about it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It was kind of one sided.
Right.
You
Right.
know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's the going thing is that when CBR actually just sat down and thinking about that, and talking about it, it was like you have to do the research on him to even get to this point of the one sided thing. You understand what I'm saying? And I feel that whether you're a man or a woman, if you at least look into his life, and I'm talking about from the beginning, you will have some type of sympathy. You know what I'm saying, or empathy for the man. To know that while he himself has admitted to things, that some of these things might have been embedded into him a long time ago. You know, and there are other people who are struggling with things and things that happened to them as when they was a kid, and it made them who they are. Does that hide the fact that the man did a lot of great things? You know what I mean? And like I said, we still go through that to this day. The great artists that do all these things, and then they get into some trouble and so forth and so on, and all of that stuff is just, you know what I mean? It just swept, just wiped out of existence. And I guess my biggest issue with all of that is that when Ike is suffering because of this bad news and press and so forth and so on, what about his bandmates? You know what I mean? What about the people who have make this music? Now you no longer want to buy the music. You don't want to listen to it. You don't want to have anything to do with it. But it's not just him involved. You know what I mean? You got musicians and writers and producers and so forth and so on who had nothing to do with the reason why you don't want to listen to his music anymore.
Yeah.
And now they can't get paid. Now they can't feed their families. You understand what I'm saying? Because of your opinion of this person. You know what I mean? And now you're going to make him pay for it, but you're making everybody pay for it now. You know what I mean? Everybody that had something to do with that music. That's the part right. It's hard for me to agree with right there, man. Truly is. And I'm glad that you saw it too, that it's a little one-sided. Like I said, not condoning anything that he did, especially the things he admitted to doing. You know what I'm saying, dog? But yeah, man. So anyway, but nah, man, you're exactly right, man. Exactly right. So again, like I said, we just want to paint that, man. So, but you gave yours. So CBR is anything about Ike Tina's that you know what I mean? Like, do you remember the first time you heard any of the songs?
Probably when I was watching the movie growing up, man. That was pretty much my first time hearing of Ike and Tina.
Right.
I enjoyed the movie. I probably shouldn't have been watching it at that age, but I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed
What age was that?
Oh man, let's see.
Definitely
the movie came
not.
out in what, 93?
Yeah.
I probably saw it around 94, 95. I had to be 11 or 12.
Yeah. That's a little young for all this stuff that's going on right there.
Yeah.
93. You called it. Yeah, that boy called it. Man.
But the music in the movie, man, you know, I enjoyed it. You know, Ike was a talented cat, you know.
For sure. And it's funny because they gloss over a lot of that stuff, man. But anyway, we're going to get to that. But what about you, SC? You know what I'm saying? Our in-house musician.
My experience was similar to CBR. You know, I seen it when it first came out in the movies. I went to go see the Page Master, and it let out early. And and then once Love got to do with it, I think it was still in the beginning, maybe, I don't know. But I sat in there and watched it. Like CBR said, I was probably too young to be watching it, but that was my first experience to Ike and Tina,
right?
Their music and everything,
right. Yeah, I can try to imagine as a kid. I don't think I was that young. I was definitely in my teenage years when it came out. And you know, I mean, it doesn't matter the race. I mean, all races have parents that fight and so forth and so on. You know, it was extreme. It was extreme for sure, absolutely. You know, but you know what I mean? Like fighting in the house. You know what I mean? Like you're not a stranger to that. I mean, you know, I don't say everybody's parents, but a lot of people's parents. You know what I'm saying? Had arguments and so forth and so on. You might even heard a little tussling going on or wrestling or whatever was going on and all that. And you're just like, that's adult business. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about all that, but definitely my perspective of things and how it affected me then to now has absolutely changed. You know, being an older person, have relationships and kids and everything else that you go through. It definitely helps you look at things differently. You know what I mean? Especially as a man, of course. And that is the thing right there where I had to go back into it and look at it in that perspective, not just me from when I was a kid and so forth and so on. Like let me grow up and go through my own things. And now I'm kind of like, okay. I mean, like again, he was wrong, no doubt about it. But man, you know what I'm saying? You know, was some of this stuff sensationalized? You know what I mean? So that's the things that we definitely want to dive into, man, when we talk about what's love got to do with it. So that great title for a song, of course. You know what I'm saying? I always felt like this is a long title. You know what I'm saying, for a song, but a good title altogether. You know what I'm saying, for a good song. Yeah, man. So that's what we had going on, man. Definitely want to just touch on Tina because here at the Hangout, experience, man. We definitely want to give her a flower. We definitely honor her. Definitely appreciate her and Ike's contribution to music. Definitely a lot of stuff I'm sure our parents listen to, dancing, the dancing that we doing now. And so that was our parents back in the day, listening to them, this was their Beyonce's and you know what I'm saying? And everybody else that we listen to now, that was them back in the day. So yeah, man. Yeah, man. Bree, man, what you know about Ike and Tina, man? Of course, we only going off the music and what we've done, what we've seen, from interviews and so forth and so on. But we do know there's two sides to a story. You know what I mean? Like, especially the older you get, you got to realize that there is absolutely that person's side, the other person's side, and then what actually happened, right? And we weren't there to see that.
Right.
But we can't deny what this man's contribution to music was. You know what I mean? I mean, yes, Tina was pretty much the face and all of that stuff there and the voice and so forth and so on, but everything else is what Ike put together. You know what I mean? Right.
Yeah, both very talented, of course. Relationship very toxic. I can only go off what I seen in the movie.
Of course.
And like you said, interviews. Tina, she went through a lot with Ike. He did help her express her talent more and stuff like that. And I don't know how deep I want to go, but
Oh, you can go deep or
just
not as
know
deep
that
as you want. That's cool.
um, I do feel like with the substances that was mixed with Ike, kind of played a part in his behavior. So they probably could have had a better relationship, but I just feel like I don't know. I really don't know how I feel 100%. Honestly, I do feel like my mind is just basically on how he treated her, because that's what was expressed in the movie a lot. So, but she's a very talented woman. So,
and I mean, that's a interesting perspective on it, because if you're if what you're saying is based off that movie, this is pretty much why we're going to review this movie. You know what I'm saying? And break it down when it comes to because what you saw in the movies was what they wanted you to see. You know what I mean? Is what
exactly.
it was their interpretation of what they felt like went on, because this was all based on her book. You know what I mean? Like, keep in mind, I mean, he signed away his rights for the movie, you know what I'm saying, to use his likeness and all this other stuff in the movie. And I'm pretty sure that was for money, of course. You know what I'm saying? It's probably mainly what he was thinking about. But if he knew what the results, if he knew how it was going to turn out, I'm pretty sure he would have been like, nah, nah, I ain't signing that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But again, like I said, keep in mind that it's based off her book, which means her perspective, right?
Uh-huh.
And then Hollywood's perspective as well. So yeah, man. So that's why.
Produce the movie.
What happened now?
Did she help produce the movie?
I believe she did.
Because I seen a clip where she was helping Angela Bassett, play her.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yep. And right, exactly. So again, her perspective. You know what I'm saying? And kind of if you're there on the movie set, then you're definitely there to make sure things go the way you think they should be going. And even though I guess she said she never watched the movie, still it was her book and it was based off of that. So she kind of knew what was going on anyway, and I can imagine you wouldn't want to watch that. If you've been through it, you kind of don't want to bring back those memories, so I get that, but anyway, but it's cool though. I'm glad you said what you said, because like I said, when we do the dive into it, maybe we can bring about some points that other people haven't thought about. You know what I mean? When you're talking about two sides of the story. So, but anyway, that's what we want to do for BMT News, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We kind of making this this one here about Tina and Ike and everything, and what's love got to do with it. So everything will be kind of themed around that. So we definitely appreciate y'all guys, you know what I'm saying, coming in with us, and sitting here with us, man. And while we honor two greats, two musical greats, all right? And notice I said two, not just one, two of them. So it was called the Ike and Tina Turner Review, all right? All right, y'all. So that is our BMT News. We definitely appreciate y'all, you know what I'm saying? Hey, stick around, man, because y'all already know we got What's Love Got to Do with it. And I'm pretty sure, man, quite a few of y'all have seen this movie already. So it shouldn't be too many spoiler alerts, but we'll just go ahead and say it anyway. Spoiler alert for all you late people who have been living on a rock who still have not seen this movie to this day. That's what's coming up next, y'all. Spoiler, baby. So make sure y'all stick around, man. Got that coming up next. What's Love Got to Do with it? And we'll be back right after these breaks. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Yeah, we back up in here, man. We back up in here. You know what I'm saying? Last segment of the day. And everything has been Tina Turner, Ike Turner, themed. So we might as well, as y'all know, being 50th anniversary of hip hop, we might as well just take it on out with hip hop songs that were influenced by Ike and Tina, or just Tina. So, and this is actually cool because we actually in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? That's where we are right now. So it's actually cool that we get to start off with On the DL by Pharcyde, 1992. An album cut from the 1992 release Bizarre Ride 2, The Pharcyde. On the DL was one of many 1990 songs to sample Cussing, Crying, and Carrying On by Ike and Tina Turner. Okay, I got to go back and check that out. Snake Eyes by The Main Source, 1991. Snake Eyes from The Main Source. Groundbreaking 1991 release, Breaking Atoms samples Getting Nasty from Ike's 1969 album, A Black Man's Soul, produced by Ike and Tina Turner. All right. Number 3, No Justice, No Peace, Lakeem Shabazz, 1990. I don't think I've ever heard of this artist myself, but from Lakeem Shabazz, underrated 1990 album. That's probably why I hadn't heard from him. It's underrated. The Lost Tribe of Shabazz, No Justice, No Peace samples Bold Soul Sister from Ike and Tina Turner's 1969, The Hunter. Man, they had 2 albums in 1969? Interesting. Okay. Ruling, Schooling, and Coolin'. Royal Flush, 1988. Houston's, you should have known this.
No, man.
Come on, H-Town.
Houston correspondent, you know what I mean?
He's A1 SUC. It's RSC. They got a RSC up in there. Houston's Royal Flush released. On Rap-A-Lot Records. This is Rap-A-Lot.
No, Rap-A-Lot. You know, Rap-A-Lot was. They was with that New York stuff in the early 80s and 90s, you know. So.
True. They released this album on Rap-A-Lot Records in 1988. The single "Ruling, Schooling, and Coolin'" contained a clever sample of Tina Turner's smash hit "What's Love Got to Do with It." Number 5 was Big Tracks, JVC Force. I don't know why they sound familiar to me for some reason. 1992, after signing the Big Beat Atlanta Records, Strong Island's JVC Force sampled "What's Love Got to Do with It" on their 1992 single Big Tracks. And then other notables, which I'm pretty sure y'all have heard, "What's Love" by Fat Joe featuring Ashanti. And like he just took the title, "What's Love Got to Do with It" by Warren G, featuring Adina Howard. 1996, 40 Island by Noriega featuring Cool G Rap, Mussolini, sampled Tina Turner's "Goldeneye." And of course, probably the most recognizable song, most popular song on this list is Missy Elliott.
Can't stand the rain.
I Can't Stand the Rain in My Window. 1997. Yeah, buddy. So yeah, man. A lot of influences. And I did not know that song came from Tina Turner, to be honest with you. I Can't Stand the Rain, you know.
I thought it came from another artist.
Yeah, man. So yeah, guys, just to let y'all know, you know what I'm saying, that was our hip hop fact, you know what I'm saying, for this episode. You know what I mean? She actually sang it. She sang that line, right? Yeah. Okay. But you know, it's funny because it doesn't sound like Tina when you listen to it, you know what I'm saying? But now going back to it, I guess I can hear it now, you know. But anyway, so that's it, guys. You know what I'm saying? This is our hip hop fact for today.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and Tina and Ike did a lot of stuff, man. They did a lot of stuff. You know, definitely RIP to them both. Not just Tina, but you know, Ike as well. Please, y'all, please go back and do your research. Please do that. You know what I'm saying? They deserve it, you know, to give them a little of your time just to make sure that you got your facts right. That's all we asking, okay? Because that's what we want to do here, you know, here at the podcast, the Hangout Experience. Yes, got to have the echoes. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate y'all, man. Y'all tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Always shout out, you know what I'm saying, a salute to my compatriots, you know what I'm saying, my comrades, you know what I'm saying, who's in here doing this thing, you know what I mean?
Bree up in here.
You know what? Bree 40.
Out there.
X a million,
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? CBR. Hey, CBR always bringing them, you know what I'm saying, them country tunes.
Yeah.
And that boy at CSC, you know what I'm saying, running them boards, man, doing the thing for us, man, editing these shows. And always that shout out. Oh, yeah, man. Always that shout out to that producer, Timmy, you know what I'm saying, doing her thing.
PT.
It is.
I see you back there, girl. I see you back there, girl.
You know it. And I'm your boy, Price.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So, hey, appreciate y'all, man. If anything y'all missed, you know what I'm saying, go back and check out that BMT. Go back and check out the review of What's Love Got to Do with It, man. And definitely always check out these hip-hop facts, man. We got a big show coming for y'all on around about April. You know what I'm saying? I mean, August. I'm sorry, like
Not
August
April.
5th. I know, right? We way past it. I think somewhere in August, man.
You mean April of next year? Or
Yeah, next year, and then the year after that too. And then we're
where
gonna
did you borrow that dollar decimal?
April Fools. You see what I'm saying? So I'm getting it in early.
There
Yeah.
you
So yeah, man, y'all stay tuned with us, man, because we're gonna definitely drop a whole show on the 50th anniversary of hip hop. All right, man. So we love y'all, man, and make sure y'all check back in with us on next episode of the Hangout Experience.
Peace.
Love it, man.
Good stuff.